Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to do a walkthrough solve of the Rexamorphix. So I'm going to actually show you my method for solving this. I've already got a solve video where I just did a commentary talking about my tattoos, but I didn't actually tell you how I solved it. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it step by step. And of course, not a lot of people have this, but a lot of people have actually asked how I learned to solve puzzles that are brand new that nobody really has. And it's just really that I just use things I know from other puzzles. So as you watch this, you're going to see some techniques that I'm using that you use in all sorts of other puzzles. You just have to learn how to apply them. All right. Now this is going to be the first of a series of videos I'm going to actually make a series of videos solving my upper layer Morphix puzzles, the 6x6, 7x7, 8x8, maybe the 5x5, I don't know. And then also my weird cuboids and stuff like that, probably the crazy pill over time. Just to have those on my channel, because I feel like I've put a lot of time and money into them. I might as well showcase them a little bit more, but I'm going to space them out, of course, over time. Still going to have my usual reviews and all that kind of stuff. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and scramble this thing up. Oh, first of all, I want to talk about this. There's no like corners that have all three. So it's good to memorize the color scheme. It's only 4 colors before you start, because if you don't memorize it, you're going to have a tough time. You're going to run into a lot of parities. So let's just go ahead and memorize it. The way I memorize this is yellow on the bottom, white in front, red on the right. That means green has to be on the left. So that's pretty easy. So let's go ahead and scramble this thing up. All right, so I'm going to call that scrambled. Now I had a pop during my scramble too, and this thing can pop pretty easy. And the reason for that is because I finish one move and it's not quite aligned, and I start my next one and pieces start catching. All right, just like this. So I just got to be really careful while I'm solving this. So anyways, let's get these center pieces. And the first things we're going to concentrate on are these big ones. This 1, 2, 3 in these corners. And we're going to do this exactly like a I don't know what's it called, a Morphix from Traiphum that I've shown on my channel already. So let's go ahead and get the yellow one in. So here's these 2 yellows together. And now this yellow needs to come here. So let's use a face turning move to turn it, and then a corner turning move to turn it in there. Now, because white is in front, we can actually put white anywhere else on the cube because it's touching, and that'll be, the front of the cube. So here we are. Let's move this one in here. But as we do, we've kicked this yellow one out, because you can see that as I move this one, the yellow comes with it. So let's just move this empty spot there and move that back. All right, so now we've got these 2 and these 3. So here is the next white one. So the next white one can actually go in by just turning the empty spot to it and then turning it in, because we're not going to destroy the yellow by doing that. So yellow's on the bottom, white's in front, red is on the right. So here's one red. So what we need to do is put another red in here. So let's kick this red in, but again, we're going to kick the white out. So put the empty spot in its place and put this back. Now we have one more red. So let's put this red. Now we can't just put it here because we're going to kick these out, this one out. So what we're going to do is put a red in the spot and cover red with red. And now we have an empty spot. So we put that in and put it back. All right, so now that our color scheme is put in for us, we're going to go on to the next pieces, which are these here. You can see these 2 are matched up. That just happens. You get that a lot in this puzzle, actually, where pieces are matched up by themselves. So let's just not concentrate on those, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to match up this piece with this piece, disregarding this or either of these. Just these 2 pieces right here. So let's go through, and I'm going to actually do the yellows first. Why not? Here are the yellows. So let's do a yellow and red. Where's the other one? Right here. So we're going to want to match them up using corner turns, which means that this one needs to be here. So we can move it and move it here. And now you can see with a corner turn, we can put this in. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to have to replace it with something, because I'm going to have to turn it back as well to fix our centers. I'm going to hold it like this. So this whole face here is my U layer, or my upper layer. Okay, so I'm going to turn this to match it up, and I'm going to do an R move, and then I'm going to replace it with an unmatched pair and bring it back down. Because it's unmatched, we can break it up by putting the centers back. All right, so now let's do a yellow and white. Here's the other yellow and white. So these obviously can't be matched up together. So what I'm going to do is just align them so they can be. So this one can go here. All right. So another trick that we have is I can match them up like this and then put them up here. But when I bring it back, I'm going to bring back into a white and green right there. All right. So let's get the white and green in the top layer, and it's right here. So let's just put the white and green in the top layer. And so now it's here. What we can do is, again, this is our U layer. Put this one underneath it. And I need the white and green to be on the bottom so when I bring it back. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to get this one we just constructed up, replace it with this, with the white and green, put that down here, and align it. Now we've done two with one shot. All right, so what's left? Here we have the yellows are all done. This one, and this one. This one is done as well. It's just these two here, and this is ideal, okay? Because what we're going to do is use a flipping algorithm, and it's sort of something I've done in the Rex cube, so that's exactly why I said that we're using the same kind of techniques. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one underneath here. So if I go like this, if I flip this over, then the green and red comes down here, and when I turn it back, it matches up with this green and red. So what we're going to do is do the same technique. All right, we're going to put it underneath. We're going to flip this over, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to put it up into a layer, turn it over, bring this back down. Put this on the other side, and then insert it from the other side. So this side goes up. Put it here and bring it down. And now we can realign our centers. And you can see that all of these edge pieces are done all over the puzzle. All right, so the next section is to put these edge pieces in conjunction with the centers. Now we might run into a parity, we might not, I'm not sure, we will see. So I can put this green here. Okay, this red can match up with the red side, the green can get put on the green side, the red can get put here, and now we need to put the yellow one here, which is already lined up, and we can just turn it like this. All right, so there's two things that we can have with these last three, and I kind of look at it from this point of view. So this is how I do it with R, L, and U moves. And we can either have parity or not have parity. So we're just going to go ahead and see if we can have it. And this is sort of like pyramid stuff now. We're going to, we're going to put things in, hide it, and bring them back and all this kind of stuff. And we're going to kind of use this technique for the rest of the solve now. So this one goes here, obviously, because this is the red and yellow. So we put it here, and now we hide this, and we put it back, and now we can bring this back. So this one is in. All right. So I can see that we do have parity, and you know that you have parity when you've got one in and the other two are matched here, but not here on the side. So you can see this red and this yellow have to swap. And so the way we do this is the same way that we just did the last two. Okay, we hold the two pieces with parity here, we turn one like this, and we bring this one underneath, and we're gonna flip it. So flip this over. So again, bring it up, put it over, bring this down. Put this on the other side, and insert it from the other side. Just like this, and now we bring it back. Okay, so now we're stuck in the same position that we were before, just like the last two. And this is why you can get parity, is because you can either go this way or that way, but one of them is wrong and one of them is right. So I know that because this one was wrong, this one has to be right. So I go over here this time and I flip them over, put it up, bring it over, put it down, put this on the other side, and insert it from the back. But what this has done now is screwed up our white layer. As you can see, the whites are now flipped, but that is fine. Everything is now oriented. So let's go ahead and just put this in. It should be fairly intuitive, just like that. And now we can do the same thing. So these two here come down. So we're going to put this in its spot. We're going to hide it, put this back, and put this back. Now you can see that didn't work, but you can see we don't have the parity because these reds aren't on the red side. So we're just going to flip-flop these around again. So let's put this here, this one here, put this one back, and this one here. Now let's go from this way down. because one side is always right and one side is always wrong. And now you can see that we've done that. So all of these pieces now are in, okay, on every corner. All right, so now it's just these pieces. And this is where we're going to be using a little bit of a flip-floppy algorithm and also some pyramid stuff. We're going to end with the pyramids. So let's go through and look at what has been done already so I can see this one. Oh yeah, but what we're going to do is match up these pieces with the center. So I can see this one's matched up but not this. So let's go ahead and match up a green one with this. So I can see that a green one is here. So what we're going to do is use face turning moves to match up, corner turning moves to replace. So here we have a green, so we can move it here. But I'm going to have to move it back to replace all of this stuff. So when I move it back, I'm going to be moving it back into a white. Okay, so let's go ahead and I can see we've got a white piece right here. Actually, sorry, we're going to be matching up with this. So this has a white piece here. So I know it's confusing, but let's just go ahead and do it. We put this one here, which aligns all of this. Now let's move this close and see, I want this piece to come down here. So I'm going to bring this up, replace it, bring it down, and now I can replace these centers. And when I bring this back, it'll bring it back to that white and we'll make a new one, just like that. All right, so let's try with this green. This green can come here and we're going to want to bring a red one back. So let's move this one here, and here is a red one here. And we are going to actually fix this red one. So this now, matched up pair comes up here, replaced, bring this back, realign our centers. And when this comes back, we've actually made another one. So you're actually making two at once. All right, so I don't like this, okay? This is what I don't like. I want to get this flipped over, but it's not flipping this over. This is correct and these are wrong. Okay, so let's get a red one. And here's, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do actually? I'm going to bring this one over here. That'll get rid of this red one. It'll bring something else into here. So we're going to need a white one coming back. Now, actually we can use this one here. All right, so this red one comes underneath. Bring it up, get rid of it, put the one down and bring this back. And realign. And now you can see that this one is fixed too. And that has left me with what I didn't want to happen. But it's a very good thing to happen because now I can show you exactly how to deal with it. All right, so what we need to do is get a red one. So we need a red one in this position. So we're going to put one there. Now I know that we're breaking this one up right here when we replace this. Okay, but what we want to do is see if there's a red and green, and there's not. So I'm just going to have to break it up for now and then fix it after. So I want to bring a green one back because these ones here I can't break up, but I can if it's green. So let's go ahead and move it, replace it with a green one here. Now, I will be breaking this green up, but because I'm bringing it back to a green, it's still fixed. All right. Now, this is exactly what I want to happen. All right, so I want this red to come over here. So we're going to put this red down here. And now we're going to move this red underneath it. And remember, this is a green coming back, all right? So what happens here? Yeah, okay. So let's move it here like this. And when we bring it back, we need a green, okay? So what's gonna happen is we're gonna replace it with a green, which is this one right here, okay? So when we bring it like this, if we bring a green one in and we bring this back, it'll leave that green there and fix this one. Now, if we bring this green section here and we go like this, bring the green in, it's going to put a green piece here, bring it back and fix it, and we'll be done. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put this one here and put a green piece there. Put this back, and as we turn it, both of these, because they're both green on top, and so is this one, going to fix itself. All right, so now those are all done. We can just realign this again, and now we're going to put it in like we would a pyramid. So this one can come here, even though I know I'm going to bring that yellow out. Okay, now this one can come here. Now I want to show you something. Okay, so if we put this one here, now you can see that we need to put this one in. That's how I like to do it. 1, 2, 3, and then leave a whole face to work on, okay? But we can't put that one there. And the reason for it is because if we bring another one up, what are we going to replace it with? These are already in. So what we're going to do is put this one in this spot. Put this one here, this one, bring it down, and bring it back. All right, so now you can clearly see that this one needs to come here, and this one needs to go here. So let's move this. And as we put this one in, we're kicking out this one, which belongs here. So let's move it and bring it back. And now we can just put these 3 in, which should be fairly easy. Okay, so bring this up. Like this one has to come here. So put it in that position, put this back and down. So now you can see that this is sort of like, you know, we've got what seems like a parity, but this is pretty easily fixed. You just flip-flop them around a little bit more and put them in backwards, just like this. And it's solved. So it's fairly easy. Long tutorial. Whew, I can't imagine what my other ones are going to be like, but they're going to be in sections, probably with home pages, and you can watch them at your leisure. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you on my next video.